Brett Hundley out there first. They'll receive the opening kickoff from Sam Martin. And it's returnable for Trevor Davis. And he's out to the 23-yard line. The rookie running back Aaron Jones has been a revelation out of UTEP. He's become their primary ball carrier, and he got 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Mike McCarthy said he wasn't sure he was strong enough, but there sure he is now. Hundley on target with his first throw, and a good job after the catch by Devontae Adams to pick up a first down. McCarthy to take off the training wheels. He said he would open up the playbook tonight. Jones again with the fullback Aaron Ripkowski on the field for Green Bay. Ellis Bennett on 2nd and 7. Here's the first of several design runs for Hundley tonight. Big to Aaron Jones. Hundley almost crossed the line, then dumped it off. A good decision. Almost yielded a first down. The fullback. On 2nd and 1, the handoff straight ahead. And it does not appear that Jones got the first down. It's a sneak with Hundley as they emptied the backfield. And he lunges ahead and appears to have it. Nice start to this game for Hundley and the Packers. On 1st and 10, checks it down for a 2-yard gain to Jones. Different line combinations in the first 7 games. The only team in the league to have that happen this year. Here's Jordy Nelson taken out of bounds with a first down, it appears.
When it comes to touchdowns.
They've scored 5 touchdowns on their first 7 opening drives of the season. That is the league high. Deep into the bag of tricks, McCarthy. Trevor Davis wrestled down, but he's very close to another first down. To take the ball to start the game looks good. An impressive confidence-building drive, perhaps. 11th play of the drive. Yields 2 more yards. Here comes the rush, and there's an elusive sack for the Detroit Lions. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. They've taken half of the first quarter off the clock here. Hundley throws it away at the feet. Lined up just to the left of Hundley. Davis came around the formation and takes the pass, and a good tackle in the open field to drop Davis. 38-yard try. The punter Justin Vogel is the holder, and the kick is deflected and no good. So here is Detroit on offense for the first time tonight. Amir Abdullah took the handoff from Matthew Stafford and ran into the arms of Demarius Randall, the cornerback. Abdullah, the running back. Theo Riddick, another running back, off to the right of Stafford. They throw in his direction, and Morgan Burnett ready for him. Lined up correctly, and even having the right number of men on the field without Burnett. Here comes the rush after Stafford. He sidestepped it, throws it up for grabs. It's caught as it inbounds. No.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 76. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Amir Abdullah tried to bounce to the right, and he ran into Devon House. Out of the pistol, and they swing it out to Golden Tate. Best in the league at run after the catch over the last 4 years as well, and he skips into Green Bay territory. Action the last couple of weeks on offense. Take advantage of his speed. They flip it to him. And he picks up 4, banged out. On 2nd and 6 from the Packer 41. Lots of room as Abdullah bounced outside to the left. He has a first down. The case since Jim Caldwell has been the head coach. Abdullah. Part of that, John, is they run the ball since Caldwell's been the head coach. Just 36% of their offensive downs. That's the lowest percentage in the league. Lang, the right guard, 8 years as a Green Bay Packer. 2nd and 5. Stafford going to the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Marvin Jones.
That's the first opening possession touchdown for the Lions this season, and that's touchdown number 200. Sees the rotation to the middle of the field, looks off the free safety, and he shreds Devon House. Great throw and catch by Marvin Jones. And Marvin Jones has become a very good deep ball receiver.
And it is good. history-making touchdown pass area. Sam Martin's kickoff down to Trevor Davis. Just a moment's hesitation, and he might wish he took a knee as he gets thrown down at the 15-yard line. Randall Cobb in the backfield. Then Aaron Jones went in motion toward Brett Hundley, who's under duress again. Jones way behind the line of scrimmage, taken down. So that's 15 plays for the Packers. Mike McCarthy scripted the first 15. Swing pass for Randall Cobb, and he's dropped for another loss. Quandre Diggs, number 88. Hundley's longest completion against the Saints in his first start was 14 yards. Has running room. Does not have the first down. Club down. Turn time. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. Justin Vogel punts. Not very good. Jamal Agnew, leading punt returner in the league, decides to. The Lions off to a good start tonight. A touchdown on their opening drive. First time this season that's happened. Amir Abdullah, stiff arm.
To recognize man-to-man and shred these young Packer corners.
Out of the pistol formation, Abdullah wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. Dean Lowry, Cincinnati rookie, second on that list. Five-man rush, no pressure on Stafford. Lots of time, and he has his man for a first down across the 40-yard line. Bay in its last 4 games. Play fake to Riddick, and Stafford on target. Eric Ebron, the tight end, yanked out of bounds by Morgan Burnett. Theo Riddick, the running back, and he's in trouble. Dropped for a loss of 4 back at the 40. Wide receiver screen. There was Theo Riddick, the running back. 3rd and 16. Looked like the Packers were offside. There is a flag down, and Stafford throws a deep one. Incomplete. With movement along the defensive front of the Packers.
Offside. Defense, number 52. It's in the neutral zone at the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Here comes the blitz. Stafford got hit as he throws, and it's too high. And then Ebron got blasted in the back by Josh Jones from 50 plus. This is a 55-yarder, basically a winless night. And it hits the crossbar. Wisconsin, excellent field position for the Packers after the missed field goal by Detroit. Brett Hundley, after the play fake, has his pass dropped.
Give these wideouts a chance.
Randall Cobb takes the pitch, and he broke the tackle of Jared Davis. In 2015, he's been injured much of the time since then. Hundley with time, finally throws one downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for Devontae Adams and broken up. 2 punt returns for touchdowns this year for Agnew. Flag down as he makes a fair catch.
87
Third
last
and
week.
kick. Holding. Return team number 24. Penalties half the distance to the goal line. First down, Detroit.
The number 1 priority is be healthy, fully healthy before he comes back. December 17th at the earliest. Amir Abdullah on first down for Detroit. 9 minutes to go in the half. Detroit leading 7-0. On 2nd and 8, Stafford checks it down, and Amir Abdullah ducks down with a first down.
Very good.
Jamal Agnew back on the field. He came in the jet sweep action, and they faked it to him. Basketball player out of UC Irvine. And the former Arizona Cardinal, Abdullah, dropped immediately by Josh Jones, placed by a fellow BC Eagle in Cleary. They've had a great tradition of producing offensive linemen at BC. And a catch out of bounds.
Detroit is going to push the envelope here.
Tremendous footwork on the catch. There's Fells, a dual threat tight end. Packers crowding the line of scrimmage. Didn't look like they were ready to go at the snap, but they stopped the play for no gain. Clay Matthews. Then plenty of time for Stafford. He's on target. Marvin Jones, another catch short of the first down, but play clock at 1. A Green Bay blitz, and it's on target for a first down. Golden Tate change now as we approach 4.5 minutes to go in the half. Lions leading 7-0. Tate All kinds of room to run after the catch, and a good tackle. Abdullah, first down. Play clock at 1, 12th play of the drive. Abdullah running room as he turns the left corner, goes out of bounds inside the 10, down near the 2. Packers crowd the line, outside running room for Abdullah. That was way too easy. Touchdown, Detroit.
Toss the ball to the outside. Good block by Abradaris, and there's Rick Wagner on the edge. And Amir Abdullah is going to make you miss in a one-on-one situation most of the time.
Matt Prater makes it 14-0 Lions. Touchdown drives of 71 and 91 for the Lions. Sam Martin's kickoff, returnable for Trevor Davis from the 6.
Wow.
He got stood up. Part of the Hall of Fame, A-Rod certainly will be when he is finished. Jordy Nelson, surprising lack of urgency in the operation here. Hundley throwing deep and just too long for Davante Adams.
He's as a ball hawking left corner. Boy.
Ty Montgomery in the backfield. Everywhere you look around this stadium.
Yep.
One legendary name after another. What a place this is. Here's Ty Montgomery. 9-yard run on first down. Lions brought pressure, and it's on target to Jordy Nelson. Yanked down at the 47-yard line by Darius Slay. First down, Packers. 4-man rush. It's a screen. Ty Montgomery.
It's a great play by Jari Evans at right guard.
Hundley over the middle. Nice catch. Short gain. Davante Adams tackled immediately by DJ Hayden. They got 5. McHart. 42 seconds to go in the half. First down. Adams looked like he had the forward progress, and they're going to give that to him to the 18-yard line, and another timeout.
Is not even in the game for the Lions. They need to muster a rush.
4-man rush, and they get pressure on Hundley, who scrambles around and cannot escape. Anthony Zettel got him down on the ground. Plenty of time for Hundley. He cannot take a sack in this situation with the clock at 20 seconds, and he throws it away. Used up a lot of time and just got rid of it. Make sure that you at least leave time for a field goal attempt. Over the middle. They're going to have to run them on quickly because they don't get a first down with this fire drill kick from 35 yards for Mason Crosby. They get it off. And that is very well done by Green Bay. First half, they scored 2 touchdowns and missed a field goal from 55 yards to hit the crossbar. Short kickoff by Crosby, fielded on the run by Jamal Agnew. He fells the tight end in motion across the formation. No pressure with that 4-man rush. Theo Riddick tripped up.
Quite a battle.
Matthew says he has notebooks from previous meetings against the Packers and Tom Capers' defense. Theo Riddick runs right through that defense across the 40 to the 42. Flea flicker. Amir Abdullah gave it back to Stafford, and he's buried back at the 33-yard line. On the field on the right hip of Matthew Stafford. Wide open, crossing the middle. Golden Tate, first down. Jared Abradaris, a Wisconsin Badger, went in motion to the right for Detroit. And Amir Abdullah ducks down at the 42-yard line. Jamal Agnew back on the field, ordinarily defensive back, number 39. Again, they use him as a decoy as Amir Abdullah goes to the 40-yard line, and here's another third down and 5. Experimentally tonight, usually in there in short yardage situations. Big bubble in the middle of the field as the Packers rush 5, and the throw is on target. Golden Tate, another first down. Stafford off his back foot, throws that one up for grabs. It's incomplete. He's been injured. Was just activated on Friday. Stafford a screen, and Eric Ebron tackled immediately by Blake Martinez. The blitz. Stafford throws a duck, incomplete. Kevin King had the coverage on Marvin Jones. Packers have a veteran center, Don Muehlbach, in his 14th year with the perfect snap and the kick right down the middle from Prater. He has work to do tonight. This crowd very quiet with the Packers now down by 14 again. Here's Trevor Davis. Going to give them a spark in the kicking game. A little bit. He crossed the 30. Play fake to Aaron Jones. Plenty of time for Hundley. He's on target. First down. Jordy Nelson involved. Another play action pass. Look out. Hundley running out of time. Skipped away from Ziggy Ansah. Throws back over the middle. And incomplete.
As a Bruin.
Recruited by Rick Neuheisel and his staff. Inherited by Jim Moore and his staff. They did great work. His screen doesn't connect. See what happens. 3rd down and 10. Ty Montgomery on the field. He stays in the block. Hundley out of time, back over the middle again, short of the first down and short of midfield. Nevin Lawson, Miles Killebrew celebrate. Talked about. They're crowding the line. It's the trickery on the flip to Randall Cobb, and he's dumped behind the line of scrimmage by Glover Quinn. Through the 3rd quarter. Amir Abdullah takes the handoff out of the pistol. Lunges forward for 3 yards. Tackled by Nick Perry. Stafford brought T.J. Jones closer to the line, and Abdullah ahead for another yard. Another tackle by Blake Martinez, down on average tonight. Stafford. They brought extra rushers, got nowhere near him, and it's another completion on 3rd down.
There in the turkey hole.
It was a terrific talent, obviously. Abdullah fighting for every inch. I think we're going to have a replay review here. The officials are still trying to figure out whose ball it is as the ball came out. You'll be able to tell that the ball's there on the ground as the whistle is sounding. So the ball was out. They had not ruled him stopped or down by contact. The ruling on the field, a fumble by Amir Abdullah. Green Bay ball. They were about to go down by 3 scores with Detroit in field goal range. Brett Hundley. They bring extra rushers. He throws a deep one in single coverage. Jordy Nelson. Crowd can't believe there's not a flag against Darius Slay. Looked like he had his arms around the waist of Nelson for a while. Aaron Jones. So now it's 3rd down and 7. Giving this young quarterback a lot of looks, and he had a tough go of it again tonight. That one just a jump ball for Jordy Nelson.
Anytime it's under 70.
Justin Vogel kicks it away. Jamal Agnew will have a chance to return this one. He's already brought 2 back for touchdowns. He gets pinballed around and finally taken. 1st and 10, Detroit. Lions from their own 36, leading 17-3. Nice throw by Stafford and a catch in a crowd by Marvin Jones for a 1st down. We had him on Monday Night Football Week 2 at the Giants. He used Kershaw as he was hollering out an audible. His good buddy. Stafford, another beautiful throw. Eric Ebron makes the catch. Mariota out of the mouth of Stafford this time. Amir Abdullah can't find any running room. Off the hands of Tate. They said it was an interesting town to grow up in because
Here they come.
and they get nowhere near Stafford again. Doesn't matter how many they are rushing. They can't get pressure on. There is a flag down on the catch.
I think King put his hands
Still
in
good
Jones'
use of
face.
hands to the face. Defense, number 20. That penalty's declined. Yardage gained is a 1st down.
They have the established veteran, outstanding quarterback in Matthew Stafford. Give Case Keenum credit. On 2nd and 8. Another 1st down. 1st and goal, Detroit. T.J. Jones. Straight ahead, and the ball's out again. Second time Amir Abdullah has fumbled. Clete Blakeman, the referee, right there in the pile, and it is Detroit's ball.
Well, there's Beagle, the rookie out of Wisconsin. That ball is clearly out. And Abdullah, who said, I want to be the every down goal line ball carrier, is no longer in the lineup.
3 seconds on the play clock, and Lions think it's a touchdown. It is not. By that, Stafford 6'3", 220, and the Packers are ready for that. And you had to know with what's happened, didn't you, Coach, that they're not going to give the ball to Amir Abdullah again.
How hard it is.
Raiders 1 for 2 tonight, and that one's good from 19 yards.
And they need to find some blockers down there and improve that goal line offense.
Raiders kickoff down to Trevor Davis at the 6. Sam Martin's kickoff. And Davis down to the 22-yard line. Last year's Walter Payton Man of the Year Award nominee of the Detroit Lions. Brett Hundley to Davante Adams. Do you think they have to go no huddle here, Coach, the rest of the way? Of course, that's scripted the first 15. Had to settle for a field goal. It got deflected. And they really haven't found any rhythm since that first drive. Ty Montgomery powers ahead for a Green Bay first down. Hundley over the middle. Randall Cobb with one man to beat, perhaps. And he won't get away from Glover Quinn, but a huge play. Legend Ric Flair, all coming up. Sports Center after the game with Scott Van Pelt. Ty Montgomery, and another great tackle by Glover Quinn. Hundley in a rhythm now. Good catch of a high throw by Davante Adams. A lot of time left. Just under 10 and a half minutes to go. Montgomery weaving through the traffic down to the goal line and stopped short by the Titans in 2015 in training camp. Played in the Arena League for a while. And the Packers brought him back. Hundley the keeper, and it's a Green Bay touchdown.
Ball game. Nice work by Hundley. He needed a drive. Back sneak right off the left side. Touchdown Green Bay, and now it's up to the defense.
Green Bay. Mason Crosby adds the extra point.
That should be the momentum that could fuel you.
Crosby kicks it away and very deep, and Agnew takes a knee for the Packers. Matt Stafford in traffic and broken up, trying to get it to protect the lead when you can't run it with consistency. There's a blitz and a screen. Great call against the screen. Theo Riddick. Theo Riddick inside the 20 and finally taken down inside the 15-yard line by Devon House. They're back in the red zone. Can they punch it in this time? Riddick tripped up, lunged forward for a gain of about a yard. Stafford to the end zone and caught by Marvin Jones. Touchdown, Detroit.
They're going to fake the quick screen, the Golden Tate, and throw a fly to Marvin Jones for his second touchdown tonight. And Matt Stafford, offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter.
29, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. And Matt Prater adds the extra point.
It's a wake-up call for the Lions tonight.
Sam Martin's kickoff down to Trevor Davis. He's down at the 30-yard line. Brett Hundley swung it out quickly to Davante Adams.
And Stafford has played brilliantly.
Brett Hundley marched them down the field the last time they had the ball. Look out, blitz right up the middle, and he could not escape. Swung down by the safety. Hundley in retreat. running out of real estate, gets rid of it to Jordy Nelson. Hundley again held on to it for a long time. Richard Rodgers taken down in the open field by Jared Davis. Stopper tends to bite on the play action fakes a bit too often. Desperation time for the Packers now, and that fourth down pass is incomplete. Broken up by DJ Hayden.
Sometimes slow down the healing process. So he said, we're not going to do that this time. He said, we're just going to wait it out, wait for a while to take some pictures, just let this thing heal.
Franchise moving forward, and he's going to play a long time. But the way they play on offense.
Stafford running the play clock all the way down. Had that bunch of receivers to the left, and emerging from that pile, Marvin Jones. Dwayne Washington. That's going to be a rare win for Detroit in Green Bay. Just the second for the Lions in the last 26 years.
Responded. Credit to the Lions. Oh boy.
Green Bay blitz over the middle. Caught Golden Tate. Taken down inside the 5-yard line by Devon House. For Jim Caldwell to talk about on Friday at practice. Intended for Marvin Jones. Get the higher salary, break his record at the average of $27 million. Dwayne Washington. That ball batted in the air and pinballed around. Looked like Stafford tried to knock it down. It wound up in the hands of Brian Mahalik. Cratered 2 for 3. His only miss was from 55 and it hit the crossbar. This is from 31 and it is good. Up the offense a little bit, let them take some shots down the field. They really didn't do that until they were in a desperation mode.
No doubt, and a lot of it is their defense, Sean. They just cannot get the ball back ever. I don't think Detroit punted one time tonight.
That puntless game was against Kansas City back in 1971. Detroit scored on 6 of 8 possessions tonight with no punts. There's Jamal Williams, the rookie out of BYU.
Return, and the offensive line is still an issue with the injuries. It was a nice throw there.
It sure was. Hundley got it through to Lance Kendricks. Invested in Brett Hundley. I have 2 years invested in Joe Callahan, the backup. I feel good about our quarterback room. Good run after the catch by Jamal Williams, and after a 21-yard gain, here's another big gainer. Hundley throws it away.
Has to have a big second half for Detroit. Over Quinn. As good a free safety as there is in football.
Likely the last play. Hundley to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Geronimo Allison. There is a flag down. Rodgers to beat the Lions.
Pass interference, defense, number 31. Penalty occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. We'll play an untimed down.
Chance at least to make the stats look a little bit better. And they get 7 points. Jamal Williams.
This is Jamal Williams, number 30, behind Lane Johnson for the touchdown. Don't know where. Quarterbacks, beat up offensive line, and a defense that's struggling. This is not the same Packer team that we saw a year ago.
So the Lions win in Green Bay. Words that have hardly been spoken over the last quarter century. Final score 30-17. Stay tuned for the GMC postgame on SportsCenter coming up next. We'll see you next Monday night from Charlotte.